Okay. Should we do the intro first?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hanna Gerlander.
What if we just said Hanna and Nora? Like, because by now it's like people know who we are.
If you've gotten here to episode 11 of season 2. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hanna.
And I'm Nora.
And you're listening to High Heels and Punchlines.
Hi.
Wow. New studio.
So, this is our new studio. It's called Studio 321.
Welcome.
It was built by 3 women.
I thought you were like giving the logistics of the building. No. And I was like, I didn't know who built it.
Back in 19...
It was built by 3 women.
It is a pre-war apartment. Okay. It was built by 3 women, not the building, just the setup. We have hired an amazing production manager who has been doing our clips this whole time, but now she's really taking front and center. You might see her in the corner over there. Her name is Becky Hermenze, and she's amazing. She actually also has her own podcast called Madam Vice President.
And both Nora and I were guests on that podcast as well.
Yes. So it's all coming together, and... do we want to say why we made this change? Mainly because...
Do we want to say why we made this change?
Money,
so we made this change.
Money's tight. And so here's the thing. You can help us. Okay.
But also though, this is our real investment to doing this.
Yes.
Like we're here. We're going to figure it out.
We're here
we're
for
gonna
you.
do it.
Exactly. Yes.
This isn't like a trend or a phase, like whether you like it or not. High Heels and Punchlines is here to stay.
Yeah, we're here to stay.
And we're even thinking about going bigger. So
we're not thinking about it. We have a plan.
We're going bigger.
Also, our Venmos are Nora Fried, spelled like fried, F-R-I-D. Whatever you give me, I'll split with Hanna. Okay.
Mine is... I guess we're giving all the money to Nora. Mine is Hanna Gerlander, spelled like Gerlander. It's actually spelled like Gerlander.
It might be a little hard to remember hers. So if you just want to,
but if you follow us on Instagram, you'll be able to find both our names, and you'll be able to Venmo both of us, and we'll both split it.
Honestly, the reason why money's tight is because we just bought all this fucking equipment.
It's because of the studio,
and it's about to fucking.
But now, like in the last studio, we had to pay for those whole chunk of episodes, and then each time we renewed for that amount, we would have to pay that much again, where now this was our one-time payment, and now it's our stuff. It's
kind of like buying a car versus renting a city bike.
It's almost identical to buying a car versus renting a city bike. Also, we haven't recorded together in a minute, like
in a really long time.
When were those last episodes? Episode 10 was our last one.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I can't even remember what month it was.
It was before Nicaragua.
And when did you go to Nicaragua?
I went to Nicaragua on June 10th. Also,
Here we go.
This is Margot.
Hi,
and
Margie.
She is part of the pod now.
And she's Nora's cat.
Yes. She's my cat. No, she's just here.
Well, this kind of seems like we have a loose cat at this studio built by 3 women.
The studio. Yeah, it was before Nicaragua, because Nicaragua was June 10th, I believe, is when I left.
So
because we had to finish.
So that was in May.
Yeah, so it's been like a whole month and a half, 2 months,
which is kind of a big gap.
Yeah, it's a huge gap.
I did feel a little nervous today, similar to when we recorded our first episode of like, what if, like, how are we going to fill the space? And then I remembered it's Hanna and Nora. Yeah, we're all find something to talk about. Like, this is no big deal.
Totally. And now Margot's here.
And how are you? You've gone to Nicaragua. You've returned. We're in a new studio. It's the middle of summer.
I feel great. I mean, there's obviously a couple things on my mind that are a little random, but
like what?
Just life stuff.
Oh, okay.
But like ultimately, like this is like getting a little.
No, so the thing about Margot is like she's really, really loyal to Nora and like needs to have eyes on Nora, needs to have a paw on Nora. I thought, look at her now. She's drunk in the lights. Margie.
Hi, Marge. And people can't hear, but there's a cat. For those people can't see. For those listening, Margot is here. It's my cat. She's walking around. She's like battering me.
And she does not even look my way. She will not look another way.
She's really
anytime Nora and I hang out and Margie's there, which is every time I'm here.
She's usually around.
She just keeps eyes on Nora across. You could she could be on the other side of the room, but like she's looking at Nora. Sometimes she'll be sitting next to Nora and Nora won't be petting her, and she'll just put a paw on Nora's shoulder.
I always wonder, like, is she my girlfriend? Is she my cat? Is she my daughter? Is she my mother? You know, and like,
oh, absolutely.
And sometimes
I think
it's like it's giving girlfriend.
No, I was gonna say I feel like her primary role is your girlfriend, your partner. I mean, the way she's grabbing your foot right now, you guys can't see this, but like this is like nothing I've ever seen before.
No, they can see it.
They can see. No, they can't see down here.
Listening, if they're just listening to. Anyways, so. Things are good. Nicaragua was an amazing journey. I'm not going to go on a whole thing about it because people don't like to. I hate listening to people's trip stories. It's like,
I understand.
Great, you went on a trip. I had some money. Now I don't have some money. That's how it went. But what I will say is that traveling alone is the vibe. And that is something that I feel like ties into Sex and the City of kind of like getting older and like being like, oh, like I need to like have a partner to travel. It's actually way more fun to travel by yourself. And everyone always told me this. There was this, I'm not going to bring this up, but I knew this kind of wacky lady who, she lived in New York and she's like a little wacky. And she, I won't say how I knew her or anything like that. But anyways, she would always travel alone every summer. And I was always kind of like, she's like in her 40s. And I was always kind of like, that's like weird. Like, why are you always going places alone? But now I think I'm that wacky lady.
And there's nothing wacky about it.
And there was never anything wacky about it.
It just seemed wacky because it seemed at that time, like, how could someone do that? Why would someone do that?
Yeah.
And then you travel alone. You're like, oh my God, why would I ever want to have to coordinate with another person ever?
I literally hate traveling with people now. Yeah. I don't hate it. I just like, it's so fun to be by yourself. I only like
traveling with people on trips where it's like they've already planned everything and I just get to show up. Anytime a trip becomes like we're all deciding what to do, deciding where to stay, deciding how much we're going to spend.
That's hell.
I'm not interested in that. Honestly, book it. Tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
I'll be at all of it and I'll send you the money. Or I want to go by myself and have my own agenda. But like
totally,
the group dynamic of traveling is like
hell.
It's a hellscape.
I just had such an amazing time and I felt fulfilled in a way that I've never felt before.
That's amazing. It did make me want to go.
Yeah. And they're giving 20% off right now if you want to go.
Of course, Nora's working with them.
They're giving 20% off. It's called Eden Chocolata. Anyways, there were a couple issues here and there. And I think you remember one of them.
How do you say thank you in Spanish?
I was having a panic attack. I know it's gracias. I know.
And she calls me a wolf. And she's talking to this person. And then she goes to me, how do you say thank you in Spanish? And we're both like, gracias. And you were like, I do that. It was very funny.
The power went out a couple times on my trip.
And Wolf and I like tried to take up the phone. You're like, no, I don't think so.
I don't think
you were like, I'm gonna go see if there's people outside the huts. And we were like, all right, best of luck. And you were like, I don't think so. Like, you guys are coming outside the hut with me.
I was staying in a hut and it didn't have sometimes it didn't have electricity. There were a lot of bugs. So there were ups and downs, but it was really cheap and really fun and amazing. So yeah.
That's amazing.
How are you doing?
I'm doing in some ways great.
Yeah.
In some ways not so great. People who are like my relationship will be happy to know Wolf and I are living together. That wasn't even like close to happening in May when we were recording it. It was something we were talking about, but it wasn't like the plan yet.
It was gonna happen.
And we are loving it, and we're fostering a dog, and that's going okay. Living together, perfect,
amazing.
Fostering a dog together, average.
Yeah.
And I got fired from my nannying job. I got let go, and that's awful. That's terrible. That's a nightmare. But it's okay. It's like, it's not like I got fired from my dream job. It's not like I got fired from a job that paid me a ton of money. It's not like I don't also work at a bar. It's just more like sad because like it was like now I do need to find a new job, which is what I'm in the middle of doing now. Also, like, it's just sad. Like, I loved those kids. Like, I loved, like, you know, not every day did I love those kids, but like overall at a glance. So that's a bummer. But to be fired and looking for a new job while living with a cute dog and your boyfriend is actually not that bad.
Yeah, it actually sounds kind of nice.
And last night, anyone could call Wolf and ask him about last night, which was where Hanna decided it was time to start a fight. It started out of nowhere. It was time to pull a fight out of a hat, only for at the peak of the fight when Wolf was like, what are we doing? What are we fighting about? What's wrong? I was just actually upset that I didn't have a job to go to on Monday morning. And I was crying about that. And I'm dating Wolfgang, and he was just like hugging me, and like it was like so fine. And I was being like, so you could only imagine how mean I was being. But it was like, I think sometimes I just like feel my feelings. I don't realize what they're attached to. And it's really like whoever's in the line of fire is going to get the feelings. And it was Wolf last night.
I have a solution for you. And right now it's 20% off. Putting your ass on a plane.
Maybe.
Sending you to
I mean,
the
I
huts.
might as well. Like I'm about to start. All the nannying jobs I'm finding are starting in September. So it's like August is kind of like, even though August sucks right now because I like have to take extra shifts at the bar to track back to before I got laid off. My plan was to just nanny. I was going to leave the bar fully before they let me go. So I mentally was like checked out of the bar, and now I have to ask for extra shifts. But I'm kind of like, maybe I should just like, if I'm starting something the first week of September, maybe I should leave there in the middle of August and have just like a week to have summer fun.
20% off.
Go to Nicaragua.
$750 for 7 nights, room and board. 8 nights actually, with food. Breakfast,
and the
lunch,
food you
dinner,
said was
and
amazing.
The food was fucking amazing.
I think it's more that I don't like yoga, so I don't know.
There were a lot of people who, it was really all walks of life. There were some people, there were yoga teachers. There were some people who had only done yoga a couple times.
Okay.
So actually, no, there were mainly people who had done yoga a bunch. But you could learn. It's really chill.
Okay. I'll think about it. But anyway, those are all the updates.
Those are main,
you guys, you've missed nothing because we've been putting out episodes every week. But like, and are you guys loving that or what? Like, you don't have to wait.
If you are loving that, can you rate us on Spotify and Apple Pod? Because that would be, so I actually, we're going to talk about this on the episode, but I went speed dating and I made it kind of like I went around. I was like, do you want to rate my pod?
Yeah, she had someone like write a review.
Yeah.
Who'd never heard it.
But it's just like put your money where your mouth is. If you're not going to Venmo us, write a review.
Yeah.
Leave a couple stars. 5 stars.
Leave a couple stars.
Leave a lot of stars. Leave as many stars as you possibly can.
And also like,
no matter
just
where you are.
subscribe on YouTube as well. Like,
we have a lot of subscribers on YouTube,
but never enough.
How many do we have now?
We're in the 100 somethings.
Fuck yes,
which is amazing.
We did get a great compliment today.
Yes, someone commented on our last video. It was like, you guys are hilarious. I'm binging your pod right now, and you have amazing taste in socks. I'm okay with it because we do have amazing taste in socks.
No, we don't, Hannah.
Old Navy. Oh, lie. These are Target.
Lies on lies.
No, wait. Maybe in that episode is when we both had on what's the socks that are like they donate a sock when you buy a sock.
Happy sock?
No.
Bombas.
We both had those on.
I think it was someone with a foot fetish, which we know is something that's going on on YouTube.
The dog ate my shoe that we wore at our special show.
This dog needs to fucking go. I'm sorry.
I want you to know this dog has occasionally, when left alone, chewed on some of Wolf's stuff, and I was like, let it go. last night.
That was
And let's be real.
monumental.
The dog was home alone for a while.
Destroyed? Like the shoe's destroyed.
One is unwearable. Wolf says he'll buy me a new pair. One is
They're not gonna be
fine.
the same.
Well, they'll be the same exact kind, but they won't be the kind that I wore at that significant night in our career.
Yeah. Save the one that's good.
I am. I also saved a little bit the one that was broken because mine are out as decor right now. Like they're on a little shelf.
So are mine.
Exactly.
Tell me
So
something I
I
don't
fixed
know.
it so it can still look decor, but like if I was like time to toss it on. The worst part is the dog was home alone for the longest he'd been yesterday and he didn't touch the shoe. And then I came home and was feeling a little horny. So I beckoned Wolf into the bedroom and that was when the dog destroyed my shoe.
Really?
When I was trying to have sex.
Wow.
Isn't that, he was alone with it all day. So spiteful.
This dog has a little bit of an. Like,
he's into me too. You see the way he holds me.
Yeah, he's like jealous. Of you
And Wolf is like, oh, he holds me like that too. He doesn't.
No,
He doesn't.
It's different.
It's so different. Anyway, shall we?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I just realized it's 9:08. I have to take my sleeping meds at 9:30.
That's okay.
So it might just get a little wacky towards the end. Anyways,
Season 2, episode 11. I would say it was already a little wacky.
there's always some medication that's gonna make me a little twisted.
Okay.
You know? Okay.
See, maybe I could take something so we could be on the same level.
Yeah. How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Welcome to the
And then
good
today I had a
land.
little headache and it was hard to not know that was not near
I'll
me.
give you a bunch. I have a bunch of them.
I think we need to get Klonopins for Wolf.
I have I have tons of Klonopin.
Yeah, don't tell Wolf, but I told him he should take one. He was like, I guess if I could find one. I was like, I'm going to find one. We're going to.
You could find one, me.
Well, he didn't know that this was prescribed by you. Prescribed. His doctor.
We're going to get him. I'm going to crush that up into his yogurt like he's never seen before.
It's another thing. He won't see it coming. Okay.
So whenever Hannah's like, Wolf's freaking out about something, I'm like, you got to crush it up into the yogurt.
No, Wolf is someone who like so badly needs anxiety meds, but like doesn't have good health insurance and so also doesn't have a therapist. So he kind of has just been like raw dogging life as someone who absolutely needs like a Xanax, needs like a Klonopin.
Totally. That's not the way we should live.
It's nuts. I told the other day we were on a walk and I was telling him a story and he was like, can we pause for a second on the story? And I was like, yes, I think okay. He's like, I feel like I'm about to have a stroke. And I was like, you're not. You're just not. And like, it's a beautiful day. We're on a walk and like, you're so fine. And it's like, that's not how strokes work. You'll just have it. I don't think you get a little preliminary.
You actually don't even remember having them usually.
But you definitely don't get a build up like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
It happens and you don't remember it and it's over.
Yeah.
So anyway, he needs a Klonopin, so Nora's going to put it in his yogurt. Season 2, episode 11, Evolution. Want me to do the highlights?
I wish I'd turned off the fan because my hair's getting in my... That's okay.
Which
Yeah,
fan?
do the highlights. Yeah, do the highlights.
Okay. Miranda learns that she has a lazy ovary. Carrie is starting to leave things at Big's place. Charlotte's unsure if she's going out with a gay man or a straight man. And Samantha runs into Dominic. And Carrie's question for this whole episode is, are New Yorkers evolving past relationships?
Maybe we should, for the title of each episode, just put the question.
Oh, that's good.
Should we just start doing that immediately after this?
Yeah, sure.
Or you want consistency?
No, I just am like thinking about what it would look like. Like season 2, episode 11.
Yeah, it would look like trash.
No, I'm not saying it would. I'm just like thinking about like, would we still put the episode 16?
No,
well,
just,
episode
like,
11.
Fuck it.
Our New York. I mean, that's kind of good though,
Yeah.
especially with wink, wink. What's coming up?
I'm not gonna toot our own horns here. Is that the?
I'm not going to toot my own horn. Yeah, I'm not going to toot our own
Okay.
horns.
I tried to make it both of our horns.
It's cute. It's like we have an audience.
I know. I'm not gonna get too crazy about this, but we have a lot coming your way for season 3 in a way that what we did was we took the feedback and we're coming at you hot.
We're coming at you hot.
And it's going to not just be what you think it is. Anyways.
And don't even start to think what it is, because just it's coming.
Whatever you think it is, it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Okay?
Unless you think like exactly what it is, because then you're right.
If you do know what it is, because I actually told a couple of people.
I definitely told a lot of people.
Oh my God, I love being like, and we're actually going to do blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Wait, no, that was so funny in that voice memo you sent me.
Yeah.
When that girl, your cousin, was like saying like she loved this, and you're like, oh, well, actually, and I was like, we're launching it. We're
launching.
Okay, do you want to answer the question?
Okay, so. And I did this not because of the pod. I swear on my fucking life. I did this because I genuinely feel like in New York, it has been so fucking impossible to date. I'm on literally a first date every single day. It's so stressful. Nothing is clicking. But
don't you also feel like everyone's in a relationship?
It's just everyone is in a relationship. Everyone who's not is a fucking weirdo. It's just like a disaster. And I'm realizing like, even watching Sex and the City, it's like Miranda's 33. She's like, I have a lazy ovary, like whatever. All of this stuff. Okay, that was kind of a jumble of a lot of thoughts, right? Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is that I'm really trying to push myself to maybe see what's up.
Yes, what's out there.
I do feel like for the last couple months, I've been like, Nicaragua, I don't care. Like, I'm independent. I don't need anyone. But now I'm like, whoa, my ovary's lazy as shit. Like, I'm 32.
Is it?
I'm just assuming.
Oh.
And like, I just feel like I need to like step it up. And so the apps are not working. And so I went, all of this to say.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Exactly.
So something changed.
So I was like, I'm going to go speed dating. So I went on a speed dating event. I went on is that what you say? I went on a speed dating event.
Yeah.
I went speed dating, and it was
that's what you say.
Truly horrific. Like it was the worst thing possible. And here's the thing. I realized in that moment, I said, I would rather be single than have any of these people in my house.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of like liberated again, because I'm like, wait, maybe being single isn't that bad. But
I mean,
also,
with the pool that you described to me, being single is definitely better.
The way I kind of am seeing it, I know this is really dark. I think I missed the boat. What boat? What boat? There was a boat with eligible people in New York. They all got scooped up. I was on a lifeboat kind of nearby. You were like doing, you didn't know how dire it was.
I
didn't realize it was like sink or swim, whatever.
You were like, I can hang and have fun on my boat. They'll be here when I get back.
Be here. They've sailed on, and I am left with the fucking crazy weirdos.
The other lifeboats.
Which we actually talk about in Sex and the City, like, are all men freaks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm left with them, and it is what it is. But I think I'm just going to be alone.
I don't think you're going to be alone, but
I like it though.
Okay, then.
I wrote this down. I would have vibed with Big. I said that because she says she loves separate togetherness, or he says he loves the separate togetherness.
And that's what you want.
I love that.
I also think something comforting about New York is people come and go all the time. Like the freaks you met at speed dating, some of them might not be in New York next year. And there's hundreds of people right now figuring out how to move to New York. You know, it's not like you're in you're in a small hometown and what you see is what you get, and that's not working out. You're in a city where people are coming and going and coming and going. So like in a year from now, there's going to be like a whole new pool of daters.
Wow. Yeah, that is a good way of thinking about it.
Because I think about Wolf, literally, and Wolf and I met like 6 months after he moved here.
Well, one of the guys at the speed dating event, he looked at me and he said, I just got here 3 hours ago. And I said, why were you at the bar 3 hours early? And he said, no, to New York City.
And like, you have to be a really special freak.
A fucking weirdo.
On the night you move into your apartment in New York City to go to speed dating.
I said, did you unpack yet? And he was like, no.
Is he living alone?
Yeah. And I was like, what? Why are you here? He's like, I gotta meet some people somehow. It's like, what were you?
But what about tomorrow? Like, what about in a week?
You have no game. You're not hot. I'm sorry.
Welcome
Welcome to New York, honey. You only, I mean, it was really bad.
I'm sorry.
The scariest thing was, so there are a bunch of really scary people. I would say everyone had kind of a really terrible vibe. But the scariest one was this one guy he was like, I love your tattoos. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And he was like, oh, I'm going to get a tattoo someday. I'm going to get my first one. It's probably going to be pretty soon. And I said, oh, that's so exciting. And then he said, do you want to know what it is? And I'm like, now I do.
Yeah, you can't say no, thank you.
And he said this was also the same guy who said, can I sit a little closer to you? Do you mind? In the beginning, which is like, at this point, I'm just like, whatever. It's only 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes. Okay.
It's 10 minutes. So he says to me, I'm going to get a haunted mansion on my arm. It's going to be an entire sleeve. And on the forearm, I'm going to get a ghost. And the ghost is going up into the mansion. And on top of the mansion, on the left, there's an owl. And on the right, there's a witch. And I'm going to get that because I love horror.
It's also like, what is that, horror for like toddlers? Like the haunted mansion with a little ghost and a witch?
He said, name a haunted mansion, name a corn maze. I've been in it. If it's in America, I've been there.
Oh my God. Wait, has he been to that really scary one? What is it called? The really scary one where it's like torture?
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like a haunted, maybe it's not a mansion. It's like a house of horrors thing. What's it called? Macy Manor?
Is it the one in New Orleans?
The one that's like, the guy is really crazy. It's in his house. It's year round.
Oh, it's a thing.
You wait on the corner and then you get abducted.
What?
I thought you meant the house in New Orleans that was on American Horror Story.
No. Oh my God. People who know what I'm talking about. It's called
you know.
It's called something Manor, and it's like a haunted experience where it's like torture, like it's like a horror movie. You have to sign a bunch of waivers. Not everyone even gets picked to do it, but crazy people do it and they like vlog it too. This guy is apparently kind of disturbed, the guy running it, obviously, and like you don't even like get a safe word. And some people are there for days. Yes, McCaney Manor.
Oh, wait. They're there for... What is this?
It's like basically for people who are like so unwell that they want to be in their own horror movie. And
what
this
do you mean they're there for days?
Sometimes you're there for days.
What do you mean?
Like you start on like a curb miles away. And you're just told, once you've been approved and you've been briefed and you've signed the waivers,
you get kidnapped.
First they kidnap you, and then they drag you downstairs, and then they like dunk your head in a toilet, and then they put you in a cage, and then scary people are popping out of you with masks, and they're asking you to beg for food, and you're getting buried alive. You've never heard of this?
What the hell?
You've never heard of this?
Hannah, that's hell.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like a famous horror walkthrough. So I want to know if this guy,
he was probably running it.
Wow.
If
you have his contact info, I want to know, because I have watched, there was like a period of my high school experience.
You basically go to get tortured.
And you get a safe word, but you have to like say it like
they didn't.
You have to say it like 5 to 10 times for them to even let you out. Like, cause like he wants you to get the full experience you signed up for. Like you can't just like, I can't just say like, that's it and call it. They're like, you paid for this. Like you signed up for this. Like, and people are like throwing up in cages. People are using the bathroom on themselves. It's like torture.
I'm shocked.
I want to know if you're a haunted mansion guy.
I hate that so much. Is this true, Becky?
I don't know.
It is true. I'll show you the video. You guys know. And
I looked on the website and it wouldn't show the videos because they were age restricted. So.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's true.
Yeah, it is true. I'll show you some of the videos. I watched a documentary.
Survival horror just got personal.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's featured on an episode of Dark Tourist.
Yes, and there was also a documentary movie about the people who it's your job to. There was a documentary on Netflix about the people who, that are scare actors. It's like their job to scare you, and like how some of them were working there and they couldn't do it. It fell far past and too twisted, and that they thought the guy running it like is just getting off on being famous and torturing people, and
so it's like Saw,
kind of. But nobody dies. Nobody dies.
You just said they had to sign a waiver.
Well, yeah, but so far no one's died.
Like you.
Okay. So far no one's died. But the point is not for you to die.
Must be in great health to participate.
Yeah.
Oh no! For those of you who can't hear,
each tour will be based upon your personal fears and can last up to 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Do not wear expensive clothing. Do not bring anything that you cannot get wet.
It's a whole thing. The second we're done with this recording, which is actually coming up.
What's your biggest fear?
I have a couple, but my biggest that I like. My biggest that I have to deal with day to day is the dark. Like, I'm really like, if all the lights were to go out in here, like, I would probably start crying. Like, I really cannot deal with darkness. I can't. That's why the TV is always on. There's always 20 lamps on. There's a flashlight under my bed. Like, I cannot deal with the dark. And I'm also very afraid of getting abducted. When I was young, I mean, I feel like someone had put it in my head when I was younger, like, everyone will try to abduct you. Like, watch out. I was always very nervous about being abducted. But any movie where there's just some girl in the basement for years, not knowing what's going on, not knowing what time it is, that to me, like, oh my God, like, she's just stuck down there. She has no idea if anyone knows where she is. She has no idea if anyone's looking for her. Getting abducted is like my biggest, grandest fear. But like, and please don't do it to me. Anyone who's watching, it won't be funny.
Please don't do that. Wait, is this going to turn into someone abducting us after
That's why I got nervous. I just asked, so we should be good. And then the dark. I'm very afraid of the dark. How about you?
Oh my God.
Right after this, we'll get back to
honestly, same to everything that you said. And then also, no, I'm not. As you could tell when I was in Nicaragua, I wasn't too afraid of the dark because the power went out and I was like, I had it together kind of. Mm-hmm. I am very, very afraid of deep water. Open water. Okay. Now, in Nicaragua, all my
but that's really based though in like logic. Like there's proof that we should be afraid of that.
When I was a kid, I was very scared that I was going to be kidnapped constantly.
Wait, did someone tell us that? Like,
yeah, they did. Well, what happened was my mom and my dad would not let me get my name. I was about to say tattooed. My name, what is it? Engraved on my embroidered on my LL Bean backpack. Because
I had my initials.
Yeah, they said you have to initials because they were like, someone's gonna come and be like, Nora, I'm here to pick you up. Your mom and dad told me to pick you up. And that's how kids get kidnapped. And I was like, oh my God.
I was very afraid of getting.
So that probably planted some sort of seed.
There were times in my childhood where, and I lived in near a beach area. And so some of my friends were living inside the beach neighborhood and I'd be very close to them, where I'd be like 13, 14, walking a block, maybe two, like a 5-minute walk in total. And my dad on his bicycle would ride like a minute behind me to make sure I wasn't getting abducted at the age of like 13, which looking back, it's just like nervous dad, like very loving, cute moment. But like for me in that moment, I was like, the abductors must be everywhere. Yeah. They must be literally everywhere if my dad has to bike the streets to watch for them, watch for me. And then my mom was like, no one's going to abduct you. They'll bring you back. What?
She's pica'd all over this.
She bit the cord?
She bit the cord. We gotta, it's wet.
She'll need a muzzle now. She'd look really
Okay.
cute in a muzzle. Anyway,
Back to Sex in the City.
are New Yorkers evolving past relationships? Do you want to answer it, or do you want me to first?
After my situation, I said, yeah. I was like, if this is the selection that's left, if it's the horror guy, or if it's the guy who just moved here who's unpacking his bags at the bar, then yeah, I guess I'm done.
Okay.
And I don't really give a shit anymore. But then I'm sad.
I felt like at one point New Yorkers had evolved past a relationship, like specifically when Sex and the City was coming out. I feel like there was a wave of like women being like, I literally can just like do everything on my own. I don't like, just like Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte Smith, they're like, I don't need a man. I have fun with my girls. I have a great job. Like I can date around. Like I don't need that. But I feel like current New York is so kind of lonely. Like I feel like New York is really different, where I feel like now, I don't know if it's also maybe a post-pandemic thing. Like I feel like before the pandemic, it was like, who needs a man? Like we don't need a partner. Like New York's the best city to be alone in. You know what I mean? Post-pandemic, I feel like the vibe has shifted. I feel like more of my single friends are wanting a relationship than they had before, but that also could just be like a getting older thing.
It could also be inflation.
Yeah.
Because it's really expensive to live here. And I think about it all the time. I'm like, if I could split, but then that's the thing. Like, I don't want anyone living here with me.
So you would have loved Big.
I kind of, when they were like, we're separate and then we're together and then sometimes we're apart. And I was like, okay,
what did you
Big.
think about the Carrie dropping stuff at his place casually?
I would be down for someone to leave a t-shirt and maybe a couple funny things here and there at my house.
It's a funny thing.
Like
A whoopee cushion.
Yeah, like a whoopee.
Like what?
No, just like
Like what does that mean?
no, like a razor. Or something.
like
But
separate
if
little
they're
things.
like dropping off like loads of laundry or something, we have a problem.
Well,
Because there's
Carrie-
only so much space, and I don't want all your trash everywhere.
I thought
But you know me. Am I bringing stuff
you're
there?
you're gonna need a whole dresser
You're gonna need
of vanity
the way I'm gonna nest
at their place.
at their place is crazy.
I thought a couple things about Carrie leaving. So in this episode, Carrie's like leaving things at Big's place because she has decided on her own that is a step for them in the relationship, and she has not communicated to him at all the importance of this, and she's doing it without talking to him. I think she should have said, could I leave a couple things here? It would make my life a lot easier. And I mean, I know that we would have lost this whole episode, but like, I feel like if she made it this thing that she was secretly doing, and she got very upset when he brings her the bag to her house of her stuff back.
I was more upset that there wasn't anything in the Barney's bag.
I was more like,
She was like, ooh,
this
Barney's.
is such a boy thing. Like,
Yeah.
to her, it was like a slight that he's bringing my stuff back. But I was like, he probably thought he was being so helpful.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, here's something nice I'll do. I'll collect Carrie's stuff, put it in a bag, and I'll bring it back to her tonight.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. And then none of it matters anymore because she finds that photo.
Which I hated it being in the dresser.
Why?
Like, I was like, that's what you're going to take as like a sign that things are going well. It should be in a frame.
Yeah, but
Or it should be out. It's like hidden in his
But
underwear.
for Mr. Big, I'm impressed that he even took the time to print this photo.
Is that what it? I don't know.
I mean,
I wrote
Mr.
that.
Big
I was like,
does the bare minimum.
I said-
and then what?
sorry.
No, you go.
I said, Carrie finding the photo of her and Big in the drawer and being like, it was a huge step, ? Why wasn't the photo framed?
I wrote her finding the photo, heart. And I drew a heart.
Yeah.
But
well,
I mean, I think this is another example though of like, of course we wouldn't have gotten a TV episode out of it, but like if Carrie just had like a conversation, she's queen of like thinking she's like doing this back and forth and he's picking up on these cues and then she like bubbles up and like freaks out. And it's like I really think is just like clueless.
She
He
says
does not know.
men, I'm going to butcher the line. Men might have started the fire. Men are the people who start.
I can't help.
Men may have discovered fire, but women discovered how to play with it.
Oh, that's a good line.
Men may have started the fire. But women know how to play with it.
It's
But
good.
then it's like, do
It's
you
good, but it also feels like a
'Cause-
slight at us.
Yeah, no, it's really misogynistic.
Like, oh, he started the fire, and we play with the flames, we get burned. Like,
yeah, we're getting burned left and right.
Okay, so I believe our first merch drop should be I dated a bartender and all I got was this lousy ovary, or lazy. Yeah,
Hannah,
it's so.
we're doing that tonight.
It's so good
With the remaining funds that we have left, we're going to make those tonight.
with whatever's in our bank account.
That's literally, we should make a little cat one too. Little cat t-shirt.
A cat t-shirt. Oh, for Margot.
Yeah, for Margot.
I was like, and what does that have to do with the ovary?
Yeah.
What did you think about Miranda's storyline?
So this is really triggering to me, Hannah, because I'm 32.
Yeah.
So all of this is me. This is, honestly, this whole episode's about me. I mean, I didn't want to say it. I was surprised you didn't say it in the intro, but this is all. I mean, okay, the guy Miranda goes out with is giving huge JD Vance vibes when he's like, we cannot spend money on reproductive.
That was hair
health.
plug guy,
Yeah,
right?
but like, it's like, and then she has an amazing comeback that I wasn't able to write down quickly, but she's like, says the guy who has a field on his head or like a corn crop thing on his head, whatever. But
when he said we don't need desperate women having babies at 50.
It was giving childless cat lady commentary from JD Vance, in my opinion. But anyways, what did I think of the whole episode? Is that what you were asking?
No.
Or what did it say?
What did you think of Miranda's storyline of this struggle of this? I also feel like this is probably one of the first shows that talked about egg freezing.
I was with a woman this weekend who is in her 50s, and she was telling me that she's like, oh, you still have time to freeze your eggs. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, how much time? And then she was like, till you're 35. And I was like, okay, that's
Do you
like
want to
not
freeze your
that
eggs?
much time. I don't know, because it seems really expensive, and it seems
I randomly will see clinics giving away like free egg freezings. If you like sign up for this thing, I'm always signing up.
Really?
If I can get it for free, I'll do it tomorrow.
Well, so if I could get paid for it somehow, as you know, I would do anything for money these days. I went to the plasma clinic recently.
I just farted.
It's okay.
I'm just so used to like farting at your house. I like forgot we're doing a podcast.
So does she. Look at her. My
She's
cat is
chilling.
like-
She's over she got that little bite of the wire, so now she's good.
Yeah, she's good. Margot's like all the way on her back.
Okay, so you would do it if you could get paid. You wouldn't do it for free?
No, yeah, and I would do it for free, but I just, the idea of paying to get my eggs freed.
Free
Sorry,
them.
Freudian slip. To get my eggs freezed when I don't have a partner, I don't want to have a baby alone. The last guy who I went on, I guess, a 10-minute date with told me that he's a serial killer. Like, it's just not really on the agenda.
Are you like 100% someone who wants kids or no?
I have no idea. Because
I feel like if
them, I feel pain in a way that you've never experienced before because I'm a redhead.
Okay. I don't know what that means. I feel
Redheads feel pain a lot more than the average human because of our mutant genes. Look it up. Everyone knows about this.
not everyone. I'm just learning it right now.
And are you looking it up?
No, I was trying to unlock my phone, but it's not recognizing my face.
And it's because our mutant genes, and we just feel pain in this more intense way, which actually might be the reason why I have like I'm really sensitive to touch.
Probably.
It's probably, yeah.
Your mutant genes.
Yeah, my mutant genes. But anyway, so I feel like giving is going to be like not
The
chill.
whole thing.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying we have more pain than other people. I know I just said that.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm saying. But it also is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like I have to just watch out.
I understand.
You know?
So I feel like egg freezing is like a 50-50 for you. It's like you don't even know if you want to have kids, so it's why do it. But it's also like, oh, if one day you do decide you want kids, you're going to be like, why didn't I do it?
I know.
But I really felt for Miranda in this episode. Like I'm similar where like to her in that regard where like I do want kids. And of course, I'm 27 and I have a partner who at this moment the plan is to be together forever and have kids. So it's kind of like there's no real reason to panic, but it's like I am making and have been making almost no money, you know?
That's the thing. It's like, how do you have a kid?
How could I even prepare to have a kid? Like the freak out of realizing like I'm getting older and I do want to have kids. And it's like, okay, yes, I can check the big box of like, I know where I'm getting the sperm from. And I know who's going to share the responsibility with me. But it's like, we're both bartenders and comedians. Like, but I'm approaching the age where I should probably start thinking about having one. It's like, that's why I'm like, I can't get another nannying job. Like I need a 9-to-5. I need to put some money away.
And then like, if you're freaking out about it, what does that mean for me?
No, but I'm
an old hag.
I have to have a kid. I've always wanted a kid. You don't know you want a kid, so you don't need to freak out.
I don't know.
I feel
see it. I you know what? I kind of want to have a kid just for my family. Like I feel like I would probably just have a kid, drop it off at my mom's house, drop it off at my aunt's house. They would fucking love the kid.
They would love.
They
the
would
kid.
be
They would
so amped. My whole family would be amped. 3,000 for
and
the kid.
It would still be your kid. So
it'd still be my thing.
Best.
But like, I don't have to deal with it. I make
drop it
everyone
in my
happy.
house whenever. You know that.
Literally,
Me
it's
and
getting
Wolf.
dropped off left and right. And I really think if I had a kid, it would make a lot of other people happy. I just don't know if I physically can do it. And the only person who wants to have a kid with me wants to have a tattoo of a giant haunted mansion on his forearm.
You don't know if he wants to have a kid with you.
It seems like he did. I really do think if I had said to that guy,
people who want you to mother their children that you just don't know yet. Like that you don't know about it yet. Like I feel like there's probably men that like you and want to be with you and think of you in the regard of like, wow, she should mother my kids, and you just don't know yet.
well, that one guy who was like,
said it to you.
I know, but then he like broke it.
Well, he probably was like maybe not ready to be a father.
I can't deal with this anymore.
Anyway, I liked Miranda's storyline.
Yeah.
And
I just
like,
went
this
into
is the danger of us not podcasting for so long.
I just went into a trance of like, I can't. I'm just like, did you see my face? I was like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah, you were whispering.
I was just thinking of all the dates. They all just, I almost felt like I almost just died, because when you're about to die and all the flash of your life goes right in front of your face.
Do you think that's real?
There's only one way to find out. And then
You're so right.
But I literally just had that with dating. So what does that mean?
I guess it does make sense.
I just killed my dating.
I guess it.
I just killed the guy who wanted to have babies with me.
That doesn't make sense.
Every single date I've ever been on, every creepy man.
Dead.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. It's so, they're so scary.
Yeah, they are.
If they were here, they would kill us.
I want to say something that I know is like the brattiest thing that I could say right now, but it's like sometimes when I remember dating, like I need to become religious, because like thank God for Wolfgang. Like dating in New York was treacherous for like 7 years. I was single in New York, and it was
I've been single my whole life.
Well, I was single before too, except for that high school boyfriend.
Okay. All the things that you're saying though, Hannah, you're like, thank God I have a boyfriend. I gotta think about freezing my eggs soon. But what happens when you're 32 and you don't have a boyfriend? What do you do?
Well, we freeze our eggs together.
Okay. I don't really, okay, here's the thing with freezing my eggs that freaks me out.
I hate when I have to see my face.
The thing is that the hormones, but I was talking to this woman who said that she did it without hormones. So that's kind of amazing.
I mean, ideally, I don't have to freeze my eggs. Ideally, like, our podcast takes off and 10 minutes. No. And it was fine. But, like, I think the best part of the pod is when we realize that there's like 10 minutes left. Okay, wait. Final thoughts on egg freezing, and then we have to talk about Charlotte and this gay guy.
Yes,
we do.
Oh, do we ever?
I hope for us that the podcast becomes everything we dream it was meant to be, and all of our creative endeavors.
942, make a wish.
Everybody now. And that we have the success and the money we want, so we can just start having kids. We don't have to, if we want to have them, like, I want to have the money to just be like, okay, I'm having a kid now because I can. But if I feel like when I'm 29, if things are similar, that's 2 years.
Yeah, I'm 32.
Yeah, but I'm talking about me.
Oh my God.
Okay, but you could, what did that lady say? You could freeze until 35. When I'm 29, you'll be 34. Just in time to freeze.
But that's going to be such a buzzkill if a baby's here. Would you leave it at home when we do this?
Not by itself. Like
with Wolf.
With Wolf or with the nanny.
Okay. Can you just not be one of those people that like brings the baby everywhere? Because I can't handle that.
I won't. But when she's like a cool toddler teenager, like, I'll teach her how to hang and be around adults and either be entertaining and be part of the conversation, or like be quiet and sit there and just be respectful.
Okay.
And then she can come around.
Okay. That's fine. I'm not a big baby person.
That's okay. I think you might like my baby though.
I might. I'll think about it. I mean, I'll see.
Yeah, let me know what you think.
She's got to pass a couple tests. If it's a man, it's going to be, he's got to be gay.
His name's going to be Wolfgang.
We got to see some gay Wolfgang.
I hope he's gay.
Yeah. Because if not,
now
down to the river.
It's pretty awful to say. Okay. Okay. So in this episode, I'm bringing it back. In this episode, Charlotte is going out with a guy. No, I mean, it's so true. If he's not gay,
right,
drown him in the river.
Drown him in the river. Because
I mean, if we're living in Texas, that'll be our only option.
Literally. Yeah, literally.
Okay. Charlotte in this episode is going out with a man, and they can't figure out if he's gay or if he's straight.
Here I am
First
again.
question. Who is a gay straight man we all know?
Not playing this game.
Oh no, like Hugh Jackman.
Oh, I thought you meant like of our friend.
No,
I was like, I don't want to play this game. I feel like this will really
no, like I feel like Hugh Jackman is a good example of like this guy in this episode. Like
Jim Carrey.
He says he's straight, but what?
I'm just thinking,
what is gay about him?
The mask was like gay as shit.
The mask was very queer.
The mask was really gay.
But he didn't write the mask.
Yeah, but he was running around in it.
For the money. Actually, the mask, like, eyes were falling out of his head when he saw Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, that's true.
That was pretty straight.
Okay.
Okay, well, my question was a flop.
Think of everyone. Why don't we list all the people who we think are gay who haven't come out of the closet yet?
But like
1, 2, 3, go.
I meant like celeb. Like I'm huge. Like I feel like Hugh Jackman is a good example.
Okay.
Did you think this guy was gay or straight?
Oh, I know one. Pink. But that's
actually that's perfect. She's a gay straight man.
Okay.
Do you remember when she was like, I'm gay? Yeah, just kidding. That's so you. That was so you.
Literally. But like Pink is a perfect example of a female example, but where it's like, no, you're gay, but wait, you're millennial straight.
Yeah.
Right.
And I believe Pink is straight, but everything about her
millennial.
is
She's
gay.
She kind of sees like a hey mama lesbian too.
What's a hey mama?
Oh my god, Hannah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, Becky will
Is it
explain.
embarrassing? I don't know.
Kind of.
Becky says no. I don't know why you want to make me feel bad. What should we even? Oh my god, we probably have like 10 in total now.
Thank God I have that clock.
We'll go 10 more, and that'll be it. 46 to 56. Samantha's storyline, I hated.
Yeah, it was really annoying.
It felt like we say a lot on the podcast that like I don't know if they've really figured out what they're doing with Samantha, and bringing in like the only man she's ever loved, and then her plan to get revenge on him, but then she falls for him and he hurts her all over again. Like that's Samantha's storyline. No,
sucks.
It also makes it seem like Samantha is this like independent woman only because she got hurt by a man, so she was like, I'm done with that. When I feel like I don't like to think that there was a time that like Samantha was like with a guy who was treating her poorly and she just loved him so much. I want to think like she's always been confident, Samantha.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't think she needs a backstory of Dominic.
Right. And he wasn't even cute.
No. And I mean,
he was just rich, right?
Yeah. And I know that in the end, he ended up screwing her over. Would you ever, if somebody hurt you, go to this length of like convincing them you're into them again with this plan of sleeping with them just to ditch them in the moment?
Maybe. I don't know. I do some wacky shit, so maybe. But I don't know. I'm on like a sex hiatus right now.
So you wouldn't do it.
So probably not right now. Because I'm realizing I need to have some good sex. That's not scary. That's not annoying. That's not, I wake up the next day and I'm like, whoomst. You know,
you're gonna love Wolfgang. You guys are together.
Okay, Hannah has this like dream, and I know we've talked about it before, where she's gonna die and I'm gonna
sadly pass away.
Sadly pass
and everyone
away,
will be respectful for a while.
And then I'm gonna date Wolfgang, which I really don't. I just don't like this fantasy.
I just think
it's like so.
Just sometimes
so
I just think you guys would actually be like a good for each other partners.
I honestly feel like I just want to have a nice chill moment with someone, not drinking, and I'm coming up on a year. Snaps all around.
When's the year? I want to remember.
August 22nd.
So soon.
So soon.
Okay.
Write it on down. I have not drank for a year.
Also, our 1 year is coming up of being
Should
friends.
we go to a bar? No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, that means I met you so early on in your sobriety. Like,
dude, I tell you this all the time. I say I don't believe in a higher power, but then
wow,
I don't believe in God, but I believe in a higher power. And you came right at that time.
Wow.
Becky, you too. Anyways. Yes. I'm just saying that it's really this is getting kind of deep, but I'm gonna go there because we're in my apartment.
Because we're already there.
You know, we're already there. I feel like I haven't really had really great sex because all the sex that I've had has been with me being drunk. But it's not even all the time like wasted. Like, oh, I'm an alcoholic and every time I had sex it was, you know, like whatever. But I would even have like a glass of wine and then I would have sex because you'd be like at a bar or something.
Right. Or you'd be at someone's house.
Yeah,
and
or
they
like at
offer
a
you
party or something,
yeah.
or in college, you know. And now I'm really looking for someone who's down to be like patient and really see through things through, so that, because it honestly, not drinking and getting intimate with someone is so different than when you don't have a glass of wine in you. It's like literally you're just like raw dogging life. Well, maybe in a lot of, you know.
No, I think Wolf was like the first guy that, like, of course the first couple times we hooked up like was after a bar or whatever.
Yeah.
But like then eventually it was like, okay, we're dating, like we're not drinking all the time, and it's scary.
It's really
and it really
scary.
changes the dynamic, and it's like I didn't even realize how like certain things that I was doing in bed I was only doing after drinking, and I was like, do I even like that? Was I just doing that because I was like feeling like the confidence then, but I don't actually have it? it's a whole thing.
It's really crazy. So, and recently I was seeing this guy, you know, maybe he's listening. I have something to say to you. Just kidding.
I was like, okay.
No, I was dating this guy who, not dating, but like we went on a couple dates. He really did feel like it was a good match. We were going on very long dates. Took me out to dinner, that kind of stuff. And then I wouldn't have sex with him within the first, we had known each other probably for 2 weeks by then, 3 weeks maybe. It was probably 3 weeks. I didn't have sex with him, and he just dumped me and he literally confirmed that was the reason. And I was like, dude, I would have had sex with you. Just like, can you just like give me like one more day?
No,
like,
it's also, it's just like so gross.
Like we've only hung out a couple of times. Like I want it to be a little more chill.
And also like he's like an adult man. He's a doctor. And he can't wait until you guys are just like had one more date before you had sex. And can't really understand how fucking rude it is for him to dump you because you didn't want to have sex with him right there that in that moment.
I literally said to him, when we talked about it, because we talked about it on the phone later, and I was like, if you had just waited one more date, like literally, like I was like down to have sex with you like after. But he kept being like, oh, can I come up to your apartment, blah blah. And I'm just like, no, like I let people, whenever I let a guy up to my apartment early on, it's always a creepy random situation.
It's always a mistake.
I had one guy who was like trying to force me to take mushrooms with him once. I had another guy telling me that I was the mother of his children and being really scary on the couch. You know, it's just left and right.
On the couch.
Oh, sorry, it all went down here.
It's okay.
A lot's gone down on this couch.
At an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to take my sleeping meds anyways. All right.
Is there anything else we want to say about this episode?
I just thought Amanda. I just thought Samantha had really great one-liners throughout the whole thing.
Also,
she was like, "Can I get something a little harder? What are you taking over there? Can I get something a little harder or something?"
When
I'm like butchering all the lines all the time. Can I get a little when Miranda takes out her pills and she's like, "Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yo, when Samantha said "yo,"
I was like, "Yeah, Samantha."
When the gay straight guy said, "I love Cher, she's such a survivor," killed me. All right, well, that was episode 11.
In the new studio.
I think the new studio of it all is why today was extra all over the place.
Saucy.
But, you know, if you've made it this far, there's no way you're just listening for Sex and the City recaps. Like, you know how it goes.
If you know, we know. You know.
So I've been Hannah.
I've been Nora.
Now, what do we say? Shout out to
Becky Hermenze, our production manager. Shout out to 321 Studio 321.
And to Sean Curley for the intro and outro music, and to Margot, special guest Margot. And
let's just not say the address of my house because I feel like the whole episode was kind of about like kidnapping and stuff. So it's only Studio 321.
We won't.
Locking that door tonight.
I mean, yeah, I literally like begged them to please not kidnap me.
Who are you begging?
I remember I begged the audience.
Oh, yeah. The audience.
all these people. All right. Well, we'll be back next week.
I love you, Hannah.
Love you, Nora. Bye.
Boom.
Okay, if you want to hit stop on the phone recording.
Oh my God, you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
Stop. I literally was sitting here the whole time being like, what if it stopped?
That's
I have to stop. To stop recording on audition, you just hit the little red